Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm for Classic and welcome to BenchART. So for today what I do have in it is Halo 4. Halo 4 is developed by 343 Industries, Ruffian Games and Splash Damage. It is using their Halo engine, the same engine that was used on the predecessor games. And this is good news because we can actually run the game. So today we are in here trying out Halo 4 on the Intel UHD 620. See if this graphic card still packs the punch to run Halo 4. And the reality it is. So at 720p, using the performance mode, which is exactly the minimum settings, and applying an FPS cap to 60 frames per second to prevent high temperatures, to prevent extreme temperatures, because this really gets hot anyway. I was able to run it, but let's first take a look on the requirements. And the requirements, they don't really specify that you can run this game with an Intel UHD 620. There is no specification in here for integrated graphic cards, and that's the reason why I do these videos. It is to show you that requirements means nothing at all, and you can actually run this game, and you have a lot of selectable settings that you can choose for your own experience. So my personal recommendation, it is for you to play at 720p performance, which means minimum settings, and with these settings I was able to get an average of 65 frames per second, so yes, an average above 60, with a 1% low of 44. So it was not perfect, alright, but this was, according to community and according to many YouTubers out there, the most demanding level of the game. I'm not really sure if there will be more demanding levels than this, but I'm pretty sure that the majority of the game will be running better than the results that you see in here. You can also try the game with other different settings, like 720p original, which is the median settings, which matches the Xbox graphics, or if you want to be more close to 30 frames per second, you can go with 720p maximum settings, 900p original, or 1080p original if you want. All these settings are really there, with minimums around the 30, 29. It's a lot risky to play on those settings because you will be dropping under 30 frames per second in the most demanding moments, I'm pretty sure of that. And so because of that, I can't recommend. For the majority of the games, these wouldn't be an issue, but since Halo 4 it is an FPS game, it doesn't feel too normal. And actually, to make things worse, I did felt something really weird with this game. So when you are turning your mouse around, your camera around, your crosshair around, whatever, when you are playing close to 30 frames per second, there is a weird feeling of judder. So yeah, this happens pretty much in all FPS games, since mouse and keyboard for 30 frames per second on an FPS game, it is bad. But on this game, for some reason, it is especially bad. There is really something wrong with that. I'm not really sure if with the gamepad it is alright. So if you play with the gamepad, an FPS game, probably you won't be getting this issue, but with the mouse and keyboard it feels really weird. I think I had felt this on other Halo games like Halo Reach, I believe. So I believe this also happens in here in Halo 4. So this is another reason why I try to be as much close as possible as 60, because the more close to 60 I am, the more smooth it will be. And well, that's obvious, but especially on Halo 4, due to that issue, the difference it is quite huge. So now that I've talked to you about the performance, let's talk now a little bit about the game, what you can expect from this Halo 4 and the Master Chief Collection now that it is complete. Master Chief Collection, I think it's an excellent package. So for $39.99 at the time of this video, you get 6 Halo games. Halo 5 is missing though, and it won't be added to this collection if it gets released on the PC. And also you don't get the spin-offs on this package. The spin-offs are games like Halo Wars, which is an RTX game. Halo Combat Evolved, when it was released, it was revolutionary. It had awesome graphics, especially for a console at the time, and it had an awesome multiplayer. It was the go-to multiplayer game for the console, and it was really important at the time because of that, because nobody believed that you could play an FPS game on the console, and especially a multiplayer one. And actually Halo proved that it was not really like that, and it was possible to have that type of markets on a console. So they really break the rules of that. I have played the first game on the PC when it was released, and I was blown away with the graphics, despite the PC version had a lot of issues compared to the Xbox version, including worse graphics, but still I remember that it was awesome graphically at the time despite those issues. But I also remember that I didn't really enjoy the game that much. When I saw the enemies, I just couldn't take it seriously. Even today I find them really silly. They don't really feel any threat to me, you know. They are just so it really kills the vibe to me. Always kills the vibe for me, and it is. I mean, it's stupid that I can't really get into Halo because of the enemies, but it really kills off the vibe to me. You know, the enemies to me, the Covenant, really needed to be something serious, any threat to me. And Halo and the way that the enemies are, I don't know, they just feel like something for childs. I don't know. It really pulled me off the game. So anyway, for the people that did play all the original games in the past, revisiting the first titles, especially fully remastered, should be awesome. But for newcomers like me that only play the first Halo, despite the remaster part, it is really awesome, and the devs really pulled off an excellent game. An excellent work in the remaster part, and it is awesome that you can, by pressing one single key, you can revert to the original game, and if you press it again, you can revert to the remaster game without waiting any second. So it's an awesome feature that can really show you off how much they remastered the game. So graphically, they really nailed it, in my opinion. Although gameplay, it is exactly the same as the old titles, nothing have changed. And since I didn't really enjoy the game in the past, I still don't enjoy that today. So it's nothing, the remaster is not going to change that. But still, I really enjoy the driving parts. I think they really nailed the feeling and the physics of driving all those Ford Bar 4. I think it's worth, the name of the cars was Warthog. I don't clearly remember the names, so I'm sorry. But yeah, I think eventually I will give it a second chance, though. I'm really sure of that, because at $39.99 or through Xbox Game Pass, it is a huge deal. So as an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, probably I will play the first Halo again, and if I do enjoy it, I will eventually complete all the other Halos. So if I do enjoy the game, I promise I will deliver playthroughs of the entire Halo series on my secondary channel on YouTube. So guys, I think that's all that I want to talk about Halo Master Chief Collection. It is now complete. You have all the Halos aside from Halo 5 and the spin-offs. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the game and the video, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
From these Covenant, we're going to have to find where they're landing first.
I don't suppose you have a plan for that.
We could always ask nicely.
Asking's not my strong suit.